Hello, and welcome back. If you're disappointed in this, well, you've got one person to blame, and for once it's not me. There's, thanks to my patrons, Saturday's episodes are always up for grabs, and it seems as though we've got a special someone who, well, rather than Day to Live, it decided, you know what, let's go for something different. And compared to Day to Live, where I've known some of the character designs and whatnot beforehand, I know nothing about this show. I don't think I've even heard the title before it was suggested to me. So, yeah, this is like completely blind. I have no idea what to expect. Could be adventure, sci-fi, comedy, drama, horror, who knows? So, those of you who have actually seen it and are somewhat excited, well, I hope to entertain you today. Those of you who also have no idea what this is, maybe you'll stick around. But since this is once again a new show, I'll go over how things work here. I'll watch things, you get to enjoy it. YouTube is censored, blurred out version. There is also the links in the description where you can go see something a little less obscured. I just ask that if you go and do that, at least keep the YouTube one in the background so that I can stay relevant. It has been a tough year. All I really know is that since it's a Saturday, we are following on from Higurashi, so anything that can balance out my feelings of the day from that show, and I'll be happy. So, sit down, grab a drink, let's see what's going on in Nanana's buried treasure. A crevice and a cave? Okay, so the buried treasure is much more of an actual adventure Indiana Jones type shit. With that one closing so much, I don't think the others are getting through, really. Jesus. Good save. Although I did wonder how you'd get through the second one. You just bashed through the door, yeah. I mean, sure, adventure is the spice of life. I'm not sure, though, that the white-haired girl is really up to it. Almost getting crushed by the door. Almost being set on fire at the end of it. What are they hoping to actually achieve and get out of it? Is there so many relics and treasures out there left to be discovered? I see there's a collection of colourful characters to be unveiled. Is it going to be one of those? I was going to ask why she's in the chest, and then I saw the lock on it is 777. Is it lucky? I mean, not right yet, you're not. You're still on the ship. What is this? Man-made island? You know, sources of energy and whatnot. Doing quite well for itself, wherever it is. Kind of like Dubai's islands, just if they were actually built up and done instead of abandoned. In the Pacific, okay. So I'm getting kind of definitely now, getting a, like, I can only think of one of them now, accelerator. The index and all of that kind of thing with the student island in a place. So how advanced exactly is this society? Good first impression. I just get a second glance just to make sure. Things might have changed. She looks similar to that one we saw right at the beginning of in the cave section. Older sister or something. Was he expelled? Suddenly made homeless. Well, what was the reason that he was kicked out? Yeah, maybe so, but is the rent here surprisingly cheap? Hang on, 5,000 yen a month. That seems, if I read that right, that seems dubious as hell. So she doesn't really care about payment? Or is it just like, over there with the rest of the beer? When she runs out, she'll find it. How thin are the walls if that's the price of rent? I could think of some better ways to store keys. I mean, it's nicely furnished. There's a microwave. Already got a visitor. Is this the right room? Aspect ratio. 202. Well, maybe you'd better check for yourself. No, person. Well, she's more like furniture than... a ghost. Does that mean the rent will be deducted a little? Oh, comes with extras. Okay. That's why it was so cheap. Doesn't she have any other units he can move into? That's a lot of pudding cups in the trash. For a ghost, she's surprisingly able to interact with things. I wonder how much of a skeptic he actually is. Just accepting, okay, I've got a new roommate. Apparently they're a ghost. She seems quite peppy for talking about her own murder. And she was interacted with the TV just now, so it's not going to be She's actually a ghost? I thought it was just some bullshit. And can pick and choose when she can interact with stuff. Huh. How is this going to affect their living arrangements. Also, what? I do like the eye colours in this. So now it's a battle for dominance already. Make out the hierarchy. So what? This is going to be finding her regret in the world and murder him back. Ah, of course, just revenge. I like it. Yeah, maybe a few years late though, so you have to pay him back a little more. But yeah, but the pudding is of the material world. So does he have to supply that as well? But if she's bound to the... Oh. I wouldn't trust living with this if she can go invisible and teleport around. Make the most of the situation, huh? Is she able to cook? This is a physical battle, is it? How is he expected to win if he's already been shown to be able to pass through when and where she wants? A dislocated shoulder is worth it, is it? Well, he is... Yeah, okay. He's already accepted. He will lose his arm, but it's a worthwhile sacrifice. Never underestimate the perversions. It's good that they're getting along so well after just an initial meeting. But the problem is... that could be heard for miles around. What are the medical bills around here? Are they covered as well? Okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I would have kept half of that sentence to myself. How much was he paid if he designed pretty much everything around here? I wouldn't say alive, but they move. There's nothing really biological about it. I wonder if the mirrors and reflective surfaces actually do anything to the surrounding areas, like with the... I can't remember which building it was, maybe in London or Australia. The mirrored buildings which heat up the surrounding area incredibly. She's already starting with this? I mean, I know he's new and all, but... considering what we saw before and his actions and where his mind went immediately, even at risk of limb, yes. Let me guess, no more pudding. Yeah, it's not a surprise if we can guess exactly what she was going to say. Was that just Tekken? As a ghost, she doesn't really need to sleep. I guess being a ghost doesn't seem too bad. He, used all of his money on the rent? And he can't exactly cook well with one arm. Password? Why wouldn't it? Was this about part of the reason why he was kicked out of the house? Or at least what he says is... How long has he been scrolling? He's... Excuse me. I'm guessing, no one else is, guess... Is it because she can't come into here that it was placed for whoever actually stays in the room? Fair. He's accepted his fate. Pudding? You'd think that she might get sick of pudding after all of this time, but maybe not. Well, at least he has a start. We have something to actually lead to. But I didn't expect a murder mystery to be presented to us in the first episode. He must have had some terrible bowel troubles. And he's... I was about to say... To be fair, 2-hour-old cup of ramen. It's still good to me. Food is food, no matter how overdone. I wonder how lonely her existence is, considering she can't leave the room. And why did they leave the notebook? Were they not able to solve anything themselves? Leader of... Huh. Well, it seems as though they actually succeeded in this project. Are we going to get into some grand mystery as to... She was hindering someone's progress? There's a lot of names here. I'm not going to remember any of them. So that's why she looked familiar. 10 years ago, yeah, makes sense. Well, there's limits. We've now learned that he at least won't prey on an alcoholic. But who funded it all? And it was part of the issue as to why she was murdered, the treasures of what she found along the way. I mean, she doesn't look as though she's changed all too much. That's what happens when you're immortal ghost. Immortal ghost? But nothing ever came up with it? Was it just to try and... And not because you don't want to... you just want to... You want to give us some company. But does she even ever go to visit her? Why does he know that? Well, maybe... Terraria? Okay. The fact they're not even trying to hide it. It's like, cool. Whatever games and bits are we going to be shown in the background? So hence Nanana's buried treasure. If only there was someone that could ask her directly. Oh. Now we're getting into some Mission Impossible shit. Parachute out? Yeah. So, on top of being a student paradise built from a group of geniuses, there's... Oh, those damn phantom thieves trying to change people's hearts again. Yeah, she didn't get very far, did she? Okay, cool, but you gotta get back behind the barrier. This is a crime scene. So it's good that we've got the great Sherlock Holmes on the case. Kind of an interesting concept for this thing, but with a lot of bits and pieces just chucked at you right at the beginning. An adventure going to find treasures and relics. Oh, that seems fun. Oh, no, okay, we're getting into some index student island shit, okay. Now ghosts are involved, is it? Oh, okay. Murder mystery as well. Oh, no, we're going back to the treasure discovery. Okay. I wonder if the entire thing is going to be as widespread as that. It's all over the place. Although, if... rather than having the manual hidden in the wall and the landlady being her old friend who doesn't really want to live with her or do anything like that, why don't any of her old friends actually go and see her every now and again? Is he going to land on his head? Supply drop. What could possibly be in there? Oh yeah, I forgot to add phantom thieves and crime in the midst of things going on in this episode. As someone who was recently kicked out of their home for whatever reason, running low on funds, finding a place to live. This is cheap. Oh, there's some nice amenities. The area seems nice. Oh, there's a ghost in my room. I've already paid the rent, so I'm not leaving. Actually, yeah, no, fair. I've got nothing to say about that. That's perfectly reasonable. I've paid my money, my rent. I'm living here. The ghost is going to have to work around my lifestyle now. But yeah, he took to living with a ghost and the idea and concept of ghost as soon as like, hang on, I can pass through you rather quickly. No freak out or anything, just, oh, you are a ghost. Okay. And then we got straight into the whole trying to take advantage of the situation. Why didn't she turn her chest, pass through? Is it because he'd get out of the arm lock? It's because he would get out of the arm lock, isn't it? I would say though, as first episodes go, it had a lot to show off. It did its thing. Some of it seemed a little out there, obviously. Don't remember pretty much any of the names other than Nanana. Setting the groundwork for a lot of things to come and what we might be doing. There's a lot of money out there somewhere. And there's a killer on the loose that we need to go hunt down and find. At the end of it, is she going to have her regrets solved and pass on? Or, you know what, I actually kind of like it here. I know you helped me out, but I'm staying. Oh no, it turns out that finding the murderer wasn't my regret. Oh, we've just got to keep going until we find the real cause. But also, if she went around hunting all of these treasures to help fund the project of the island and get it built, they did that. They did that in spades. Why did she go around burying all the extra money in treasures and jewels and doubloons? Why go around burying it? Is it for the next person to find? Is it just one big Easter egg hunt? Just with a lot more material wealth? It was just to see if anyone else enjoys the thrill of the hunt. Also, I can understand why the landlady turned into someone that's dependent on their drink if they are living in the same complex and actually owning it as her friend who was murdered. And not only that, but still has to put up with her seeing her that I know you were killed, and this is a constant visual reminder that we couldn't do anything about it. We couldn't find the killer. Yeah, I think I'd turn to drink as well. Maybe not. I don't really like being drunk. Can you drown away your sorrows with strawberry milkshake? I'd give it a go. Still, since she is tethered and chained to this room, who's going out and getting her pudding? I'm guessing it was the landlady because there doesn't seem to be any previous tenant, at least none that might have gotten her shopping delivery and whatnot. Does he have much budget for desserts? Well, maybe if he goes hunting around the island, he will. In fact, I can't think of a better motivator. Oh, my funds are running out because of this bloody greedy ghost. Kind of fun concept, kind of fun characters, some interesting art styles and colours. I'm wondering where some of the kind of more eccentric characters, where they're going to come into it and their motivations, and I guess when you're on a big student island, you're allowed to be yourself. Whether that's, as we saw in the opening, a maid? Or the greatest detective ever. Still would have to see. I kind of enjoyed this one, if you couldn't tell. If you did as well, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below if you want to keep me informed of anything I may have missed during the episode, or if this is your first time watching, what you thought as well. But definitely, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode or anything else that may be coming. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. Maybe not stay scrolling on your phone for several hours on end, sitting on the bog. You're trying to stand up and your legs are just jellies. It's not fun. Get some rest though, so I hope to see you for the next one. If you don't want this channel having lingering regrets, consider joining onto my Patreon as well, because thanks to the likes of Noku, Sal, Dolchfan, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Wolfie Sensei and everyone else, I can actually just enjoy my time locked away in a room without having to be bound to it. And while I'm not enthralled by the idea of an eternity spent recording, as long as someone out there is enjoying it, maybe it's all worthwhile.